Don't rescue people who scupper their channel boats, says Reform UK Deputy. That's Ben Habib, for those who don't know. We're going to read into this more from The Guardian, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from The Guardian with the headline of "Don't Rescue People Who Scupper Their Channel Boats," says Reform UK Deputy. Ben Habib says the Navy or Border Force should not save people who throw themselves into the sea if they have refused other vessels. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share this across social media so others are notified of this video. So, for those who don't understand, this reference and what this is about. So, Julia Hartley-Brewer from TalkTV had a discussion with Ben Habib, and Julia created this scenario of basically what would happen, what we're supposed to do in a situation where, and she like many people and even some subscribers on my channel, I vehemently disagree with them voting reform. At the end of the day, that is your choice because you feel that migrants and immigration is out of control in England. I don't agree with your premise, but that's your opinion and you're entitled to it. And she's on that premise as well as that we have on that too. But even she has a conscience. Now, she like myself in the video made the point of, well, we can't just let them die. Basically, you know what we're supposed to do. And basically, Ben Habib essentially said, no, you don't rescue them if they choose not to get on another dinghy. So his idea and premise is to not, when they stop these boats crossing over, right, through these treacherous waters and whatnot, the idea is you don't let them get on your boat somehow, and if they basically plug a hole out of a boat or a dinghy or whatever, you just simply get another boat for them, and my thought process is like, and they throw themselves into the water, so they're going to die, they're going to drown, and it's just like what's the matter with you? Why would you even contemplate such a thought anyway? Why would you want that? Like, literally just this week, a child and people died in the river. We're talking about human beings here. We're not even talking about animals here. We're talking about human beings here. Yeah. Now ask yourself this: do you not think that Ben Habib is going too far here? On good conscience, yeah, because I'm sure, like me, you don't wish death upon anyone. Now, okay, maybe some of you might do on certain people, but surely you don't want to wish death on anybody. You don't want to wish death on these people. That they come over here for all sorts of reasons. Some of them want to work and contribute to society and whatnot. And I've rinse and repeat that so many times. But we're talking about a British politician telling you that it is okay to let fellow human beings die. That's what he's basically implying. Now ask yourself, is that in any way justifiable? To literally telling the border force, telling the Navy, no, you let them drown, let them die, because that's essentially what Ben Habib is saying. That's a British politician, by the way, guys. That's not some crazy Mexican cartel. That's not someone. That's not someone in North Korea. That's not some gangs in Somalia or other places in Africa. This is a British politician saying that these people should be allowed to die. Just let that sink in. So the Deputy Leader of Reform UK has proposed not rescuing people in the Channel if they scupper the small boats and refuse new dinghies, as they should suffer the consequences of their actions. Ben Habib made the comments in an interview on TalkTV when asked how he proposed to prevent people setting off from France in small boats from reaching the UK. Reform, which is polling 12 to 13%, has overtaken the Lib Dems as an official policy to pick up migrants out of the boats and take them back to France. Now, you can't technically do that unless you have an agreement with France, and we don't have that agreement. So that's a very important point to highlight. More than 400 people arrived in the UK after crossing the Channel in the small boats on Tuesday, on the same day that 5 people, including a child, died while attempting the crossing. Rishi Sunak said the tragic death shows why it's necessary to have passed the legislation on Monday aimed at sending asylum seekers who crossed the channel to Rwanda. So I just want to make this very important point as well, and I made this on the live stream as well. So migrants, some of them have no idea about this policy, so they're not even aware of it. And those who are aware of the policy, because some of them have been asked about this, whether it's YouTubers, journalists, and whatnot, who have gone over there to France to talk to them. Do you know what their response is? Their response is, I don't care. So it's not going to make a difference in terms of stopping the boats. Now, you might think it might stop the boats. You might think that. But these people, it's not going to stop them literally getting in that boat to try and come to the UK, whether you agree or disagree with it. We don't have legal routes for people to come to the UK. So when there are no legal routes, what does that mean? Then they end up looking for illegal routes, whether it is trying to come across on these boats or trying to scupper and hide among trucks. However, Habib told TalkTV that the Navy or Border Force should not rescue people who throw themselves in the sea if they refuse alternative vessels. The reform politician said the UK should use force to repel migrants in the boats and could provide them with another dinghy if they jump into the water. If they choose to scupper the dinghy, then yes, they have to suffer the consequences of their actions, he said. Asked by the interviewer Hartley-Brewer whether that meant he would leave them to drown, he said, absolutely, they cannot be infantilised to the point where they would become a hostile to fortune. Do you think it's okay to let people die? Do you think it's okay to let those people die? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you seriously think that. You're still thinking of voting Reform UK, knowing that their politician wants people to die, even if you don't want them coming. Do you think it's okay for saying to them, we want them to die? Habib questions why it was uncivilized as Hartley-Brewer expressed incredibility and said it was not a policy that a civilized country should endorse, saying there's no one in the Border Force or Royal Navy would do that. I'm afraid Border Force means using force at the border, he said. If we are not prepared to use force at the border, then we will have open borders. Border control is a physical process, not a legal one. We've been hijacked. You could have 5 dinghies or give them a boat, which they can't slash again, or you give them lifesavers and tell them to swim back. If you have a number of options, you could have a number of options to deal with them. What you don't do is give in to the black veil officially, and we are here and you're going to self-harm ourselves unless you take us to British shores. You don't give them that. Asked whether the Reform Party leader Richard Tice shared Habib's views as expressed on TalkTV about not rescuing migrants in some circumstances, a spokesperson for the party said, don't be ridiculous, our policy is clear and simple, pick up and safely take them back to France. Ben was having a conceptual debate about the theory of defending our borders. Our policy will stop the boats and save lives. So clearly, from the spokesperson there, it looks like Reform are distancing themselves from Ben Habib's talk. But the fact is, as of this recording, Ben Habib is still part of the Reform UK party. Now, what do you guys honestly think? Do you think that he should be removed then? If you guys believe in the policy about picking them up and taking them back to France, even though we can't legally do that, but let's just we'll just go with your hypothetical beliefs that they can. Just for your sakes, for reformers, do you honestly think that Ben Habib should go as a member of Reform UK when he's made those comments? Do you think they're justifiable in any way? I honestly want to know what you guys honestly think and how you feel about those comments. Is that a step too far? What do you guys honestly think about this? Because me personally, I'm personally not. You guys know how I feel about Reform UK. I don't think they in any way have any good intentions for the UK in any way, shape, or form. Reform. I don't think they stand whatsoever for British values in any way, shape, or form. And I know some of you will vehemently disagree, but I don't think they will. They stand for anything that's British in any British values whatsoever. That's just my personal opinion, but. They have distanced themselves from Ben Habib, Richard Tice, and a spokesperson for Reform. But what do you guys honestly think about those comments? What do you think about Ben Habib's comments? Do you think it's in any way justifiable? Which I vehemently disagree with you if you think they are. Let me know your thoughts and all this in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please hit the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me in the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content there as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.